I live? Yes, I am live. What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about my life experiences growing up and how I view people and how I view this world. Right. So let's get to it. So in this world, we have not everyone, but we have a lot of people who are very narcissistic, who are very manipulative, or are very just fucking selfish, right? A lot of people do things based off their emotions. Shout out to Zealous. He has his own YouTube channel, and check out his channel. It's called Zealous Wellness, and he he has a Twitter too. He tweeted something that really kind of like caught my attention. He said, hang on, I'm gonna read the tweet again. He said, "Give me 1 second." What did he say? He's okay. So he tweeted, "How to tell if you're around dumb people. One, their judgment relies on their emotions, which is true. And two, they like to compete. And three, they use manipulation tactics to satisfy themselves." Now he's speaking facts because I've dealt with a lot of people like that. So in my past videos, I'll talk about how like people will like borrow money from me, and they'll never pay me back. I had grown adults twice my age who would do shit like that. And he was my manager. He's my manager. He's my supervisor, and he pretty much took $6,000 from me, and he never is gonna pay me back. And other shit where he promised he'll give me, and he never did. So, and I've also dealt with a friend who will borrow like $400 from me, who would never pay me back. And I've also dealt with family members who would do shit like that as well, where like, they always ask me for money. The only time they'll hit me up is when they need money. So this is why I don't borrow or lend people money, because these same people, they don't fucking pay it back. These same people who would tend to ask or borrow money from you, they'll never pay it back. So a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are selfish as fuck. A lot of people only do shit for themselves. And I be observing people's behaviors. This is why when people like try to talk shit to me, or people are trying to walk at me, I don't take it personally. I would defend myself depending if I'm in the mood or not. Like when I say defend myself, meaning like where I'll put these people in their place, I'll put them in check, or I'll fight them, or like. But for the most part, I'll just let them be, or I'll just walk away, because when people, especially as I'm getting older, when people talk shit and people just lash out at me or cuss me out, especially when I've done nothing to them, I just see them for who they are, and I don't take it personally, because they're emotional, so they like to project. And the same way how they're attacking me, they feel that the same exact way towards themselves. I study a lot of psychology, a lot of spirituality, and people do shit like that because when people are trying to attack you, it's because they feel low about themselves, or they're jealous of you, or they're envious of you, or like they're experiencing some type of spiritual sickness, to where they're vibrating, their frequency is so fucking low that they're so unhealthy that like they're allowing demonic entities to influence their minds and their behaviors. That's why they attack people like you who they're envious of, or they don't like, based on their light. So I study a lot of spirituality. So pretty much when people talk shit to me, when people try to try me, I don't let it phase me. I don't. I really don't. It's kind of crazy. I'm actually shocked and surprised with this myself, because in the past, well, one, it's a lot. So like I said, growing up, I've dealt with a lot of people who start fights with me. Not because I'm a bad person, or not because I like to start shit with people, but more so because I've dealt with a lot of people who has a secret agenda against me, or they like to project towards me. They're either envious or just some shit like that. I've dealt with this through family members. I've dealt with this through coworkers, other people. But as I'm getting older, it's like I don't take it personally. I really don't. If anything, I walk away. I don't give them an explanation, and I let karma handle that shit. There's a saying: how people react is their karma, and how you know how people treat you is their karma, and how you react is your karma, right? But I'm not saying when people try to disrespect you or try to talk shit to you, I'm not saying don't defend yourself. Only defend yourself if needed be. Like if you feel like you genuinely need to defend yourself, or you need to speak up, do it. But for the most part, people are being petty. People are just saying some slick shit, or if you can see they're trying to get under your skin, don't give them energy. Don't, because this is why it's important to focus on yourself, you know. And what's up, Zealous? Shout out to Zealous Bonus. I gave you a shout out earlier in this live. I'm not sure if you were there though, but I gave him. Make sure you guys check out Zealous Wonders YouTube channel. I'll type it on the community too. But yeah, man, what's up, man? I was talking about your tweet, and you mentioned on Twitter. So that inspired me to make it live. But yeah, I hope you're doing good, man. I like your videos too. You speak really good stuff. At times I watch your YouTube videos if I have free time. Like, it's good. It's good information. Very good information. Keep it up, man. And don't worry about your views or subscribers. Like, don't focus on that. I know. Well, I'm not saying you're focused on that, but like with me, like whenever I start a YouTube channel, I'll be like focused on amount of views I'm getting, amount of likes or subscribers. I'm like, damn, how come it's taking so slow? So don't be tripped about that. If you're my best advice is when you're making YouTube videos, be genuine. Like, just act like yourself. Just talk about things that you like. It doesn't have to be about spirituality or anything like that. You can if you want, but just talk about anything that catches your interest. Always make videos about that and be genuine. And you're going to attract subscribers. You're going to attract views, and you're going to attract a strong community. So just keep acting yourself, keep making videos. Versus like if your main objective is to get subscribers or views, then like you're not going to be as passionate about making YouTube videos. So it's just focus on yourself, be yourself, focus on the things you really love. It can be random stuff. Just if you have an interest in it, always talk about it. Or like if you think something where like you need to like talk about, then just make videos about that, and you're gonna attract people like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and don't forget, just like what Chauncey once said, like YouTube is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is bullshit. This is why you see people who make useless ass videos who talk about dumb shit, but they get a lot of views and subscribers. While people who talk about those realest shit, they get shadow banned. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is though. But yeah. So yeah. So where was I? So yeah. So when people talk shit, when people just fucking like try me, I don't take it personally. Obviously, I still get pissed. I still get triggered. It still bothers me. This is why it's important when people try to harm you, either like especially mentally, verbally. One, ignore them, walk away, focus on yourselves. Don't give them energy because they want your energy. But two, just acknowledge how hurt you feel. Just solely only because so you can heal from it. So you could like not like let it affect you, because it's good to ignore people when they're trying to bring you down, right? It's good to ignore them because it shows how mature you are, and it shows how weak they are and how immature they are, and you're gonna see them for who they are. This is why when people say when you're arguing with people, don't you can tell when someone's winning an argument is when the person who's less reactive, especially when it comes to conversations. The person who's asking the most questions, they control the frame within the conversations. I got it from someone, but I forgot whose name. It's true though. Same thing when someone's trying to attack you. The less reactive person holds the most power, and you'll see this too when someone's trying to argue with you, when someone's trying to like fight you, or they're trying to like threaten you. Be less reactive. I know it's easier said than done. Your body might react to it based on your fight or flight experiences, but like just don't react to it as much as you can, and you're going to see this person for who they are, and you're going to be able to see their weak points and their trigger points, and you'll be able to see the bigger picture. Even though it is tempting to fight that person back, just in the moment, it depends on the situation, but for the most part, just be non-reactive, and next thing you know, you're going to have the strength to walk away from these dumbass people. But not only that, but at least for me, so when people try to attack me, when they try to like verbally harm me, I'm gonna ignore it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk away. But like I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm still hurt, I'm still triggered by that. But I'm not gonna show that person. But once this person is away from me, I either like cry it out, I either like release anger through working out, through making YouTube videos. Try to transmute that energy into something great. But without a doubt, always release those triggers that they cause you. Release that shit. Don't hold it in, because then what it's going to do is it's going to force you to have a more closed off heart, and it's going to force you to become more avoidant, more what's the word, like more non-expressive. Like you're going to close yourself off more. This is why, like I'm sure you've heard about people or you've seen people where like they seem so closed off, right? They seem so quiet, but once you get them pissed off, they get so angry and then become so toxic and dramatic. And then these same people who do that, they're going to regret doing that, and it's going to cause them to put themselves in the worst situation, to either burn bridges with people or to lose opportunities within like money situations. So this is why it's important to do the healing work. This is where people call shadow work. It's always important to do shadow work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes setbacks are a part of life. But like Chauncey once said, it can be both your own decisions. Yeah, it is true. I do feel like, yeah. So I feel like this is where our free will comes to play. So I feel like just like he said as well, we have free will, but we don't. I feel like when we don't have free will is based on things out of our control, like being born into like an abusive family, being being born or like just meeting or like being born into a specific city with less opportunities or just being around just stupid ass people your whole life, right? I feel like that is against our free will because that deals with like destiny or like you have to play out certain karma with people through past lives and shit. But when it comes to your free will, I do believe you can't create your own setbacks at times. Like for example, me, like I have the free will right now to drive a car and to go to certain places, or I have the free will to work out today, right? Or I have the free will to meditate. I have the free will to fast and do yoga today, right? I'm using my free will to make a live video, but at any given moment, I can use my free will to not do that. Let's say, for example, I got college classes I need to do right today. I have the free will to do it, but if I don't decide to do it, I might get consequences. If I don't do my college classes, I could fail my college classes. If I don't fast, if I don't meditate, if I don't do yoga, then I'm not going to increase my spiritual energy, right? If I don't make this live, then I'm going to increase my chances of getting views or to like meet like-minded people or to put my information out there, right? So yeah, so he's right. It's facts. But those are minor examples, but they need greater examples, like more life tests, you know what I'm saying? Like bigger life situations, right? It could be anything. So yeah, you're right. But I think shadow work and healing is so important because you know, as human beings and me, like there's so much toxic people. Like we're all gonna get hurt. Unfortunately, it's part of the human experience. We're all gonna get hurt. We're all gonna deal with disrespectful people, and we're gonna deal with a lot of disappointments, right? It's look at this world. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to money, so you can't really do as much stuff without money. You could take action to make money, but it may take some time. I'm not saying it may take you guys time because everyone's different. But for me, it took me a lot of time to get the things I want. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself kind of pissed me off. And then not only that, but then being around just disrespectful people that I don't like, it holds you back in life mentally if you don't have the right information or if you're not prepared for it. Because like with me, like at times I tend to feel very pessimistic about life. I feel like, damn man, I'm always around like people who are just disrespectful. You know, it's hard for me to create opportunities to make money so I can get out of my situations and stuff like that. There's always a problem, right? And maybe you can be attacked. It could be spiritual warfare. People, I do believe in spiritual warfare. I do feel like people experience spiritual attacks from different entities and different beings. This is why, like, I'm so thankful for certain YouTube channels, like this one YouTube channel. Well, I watch New Mind Frame. Check out her channel. She talks about spiritual warfare. She experiences spiritual warfare. Usually, spiritual warfare happens when like you're trying to do something great. When especially have an important spiritual mission in life, then all of a sudden you get attacks from people, or you get like certain mental blockages. You're feeling lust. You're feeling some type of setback mentally and even physically, where people are just attacking you. Those are spiritual warfare, right? This is where you get your negative energies from. A lot of people experience that shit, but they don't know what's going on. Luckily, you have channels like New Mind Frame and this other channel. I'm gonna look it up. I forgot her name. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show it on the screen. I like to watch her channel. She talks about spiritual warfare and narcissism, and yeah. Her name's Baker. Hang on. Give me 1 second. It may take a long ass time. Damn, I can't find her channel. Oh, I found it. Her name is Batel Skater. BAT. I'm gonna type it down. Give me 1 second. It's gonna be a long ass live. Y'all be patient with me. Okay, so Beto Skater. So I watch her YouTube videos. She talks about she talks about narcissists and narcissistic people and how they're influenced by demonic forces, right? So I do believe, and she goes into detail. I wish I could put the link in, but it's gonna take a while. But she had like an hour-long video literally dissecting and analyzing, and like she's pinpointing on why abuse happens, why people are abusive, why people are the way they are, why people are getting attacked, why people kill other people, why people do shit like that. She goes into detail. Overall, she explained pretty much that these people, the reason why they do that is because they're influenced by the devil. Now, some people have different belief systems, which is fine, but I personally believe there's a devil. I do believe there's an evil force that likes to fucking influence a lot of people's minds to do evil shit. look at this realm, look at this world. Again, I'm not saying I'm right, but how I view things, I view life as like a spiritual slash religious um viewpoint, because I do believe there's good, I do believe there's evil, I do believe there's a negative force like the fucking devil or demonic entities that like to fuck with humans. This is why people talk about generational curses. This is why people talk about, like, people have paranormal experiences. There are people out here who see ghosts, who see spirits like that. Without a doubt, there's afterlife. Without a doubt, there's other beings out there, in my opinion. But people report have seen them, right? That's spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Why is the world so evil? Why are people so negative? Why are people? Why do we live in a corrupt system? All that shit deals with evil forces, right? I know it sounds corny, but I feel like there's a lot of truth behind that shit. This shit's been going on for thousands of years. We used to have wars and battles and enslavement. We're still being slaves to this fucking system, right? There's a lot of like racism and just crazy shit like that, right? All that deals with evil shit. Without a doubt, I feel like all that shit is influenced by the fucking devil. This is why people talk about the elites, people in power, the Illuminati, other names I don't want to mention, because they're all evil. They're all evil as fuck. They all want control and shit, right? Why is the world the way it is? Why is the world so painful? All that shit deals with fucking evil forces, right? That's why I believe it. But anyways, she goes into detail like why people act the way they act, why people are the way they are, especially if they're abusive. It's because they're influenced by the devil. It's a cycle. These people were born into abusive family members, or they've been around a lot of abusive people, and this world kind of put them down. So now they like to project that shit towards other people. And once they have kids, they're gonna bring their toxicity and their baggage towards their family offspring, and then the cycle continues. And this is where you get your generational curses from. Until one person recognizes the patterns and the cycles, and they get out of that situation, and then they create their own family that's made out of love, self awareness, and of a much higher vibration, and that's how you break generational curses, right? But usually people experience generational curses, and they're trying to break this shit. They tend to get attacked heavily. You know, shout out to New Mind Frame. She goes into detail about this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of subscribers, they all can relate to that. I can relate to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Um, I hate expectations. The desire for fulfillment, happiness doesn't mean having things. People lack that for the most part. Hang on. I hate expectations. The desire for fulfillment, happiness doesn't mean. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're true. This is why when like John Swan mentioned like fasting, right? Fasting. He mentioned he made some points that like when you're fasting, he mentioned you got everything you need. All the things you want, you already have them. And knowing that, but like when you're fasting, you're gonna experience a certain high, that that a certain bliss to where like like he said, you're supposed to be feeling that shit 24/7, right? And he also he made a good point. I forgot what he said. He made a good point about fasting. When you fast, about the body. So the more better your body feels, the more you're able to enjoy life, and with that, you're able to attract all the things you want. But by the time you attract all the things you want, you probably won't even give a damn about those things, because you either focus on your purpose, or your body is so healthy, you feel so good about yourself that like it's easier for you to have a clear mind. And once you have a clear mind, you can get the things you want. You know, shout out to Chauncey one. He pretty much mentioned that. So you're right when you said that. I hate expectations, because the desire for fulfillment, happiness doesn't mean having things, which you're right, which is correct, because you got everything you need. It's just the reason why people aren't satisfied. It's because of programming. Shout out to Chauncey one. That's what he said, because of programming and because of how we treat our bodies. We always feed our bodies the wrong types of foods. And like he said, where the mind goes, the body goes, right? So whatever you put into your body, the mind's gonna get it out of it, right? You know. But yeah, but I'm gonna talk about the internet and how powerful the internet is, right? So the internet is extremely powerful depending on how you use it. You can learn so much things throughout the internet. You can learn how to cut hair, you can learn how to drive a car, you can learn how to build a car. So you could learn different types of inventions. If, like for example, like a car. Like if you study about the like vehicles and how they work, like how the engine systems work, how the coolant works, you can actually invent a vehicle with the internet. You can actually learn how to build a house through the internet. You could learn so much skills, different trades through the internet. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the internet, the computer, the laptop the smartphone is so underrated. People just gotta learn how to use it the right way. I'm guilty of this. I tend to use it for the wrong ways, but I'm trying my best to remind myself that there's so much information on our fingertips that will keep us busy and occupied, and to start our own businesses, make our own money, create our own system, invent new things, learn new things through the internet, through smartphones, right? We can actually do that shit. People have been doing that shit for a while now, ever since the internet has been made, right? You have kids have their own, I mean, teens that have their own online businesses, you know. Shit, I learned how to drive a car through the internet. I could learn how to cut hair through the internet. There's courses for free that you could learn through YouTube that college will charge you a lot of money for. So the internet, YouTube is so underrated. And if you don't like advertisements, simply upload an ad blocker or ad blocking on YouTube, and you can watch videos for free. You can watch information for free without interruptions. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you hit this realm, if you hit this society, if you hit this world, I feel like the internet can really get you out of that, because since you hate it, most usually people who hate this world, who can't stand this society, that means they have a gift, or they have a creativity, or they have a desire to make something new, which makes sense, because if you have a being who's in a certain realm and they hate how shit operates through that realm, that means it's gonna force that being to create something new for this realm so they can enjoy it, right? It may take some time, but they're still gonna be happy for it, because they have the desire to have a good experience in this realm. So they're gonna use their creativity to do whatever it takes to make this realm a better place through their experiences. And since you're helping other people out in the process, it's a win-win situation. So more than likely to hit this realm, to hit this society, it means you're more than likely you're put here to create something new, and that's very big. This is where you get your inventors from. Think about it. Who invented the light bulb? Who invented electricity? Who the fuck invented the internet? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that, it changes the world for like a long ass time, right? Like who invented a vehicle, right? You know what I'm saying? So, um, where was I getting at? I feel sorry for babies. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I feel you. Like me, like I was born 1997, so like I kind of know what life was like without the internet and how life is with the internet, which is right now. I don't have too much. I don't know too much about it how it was back then, but I have a idea of how it was. You know what I'm saying? I was born in a generation where we didn't have social media, or we used to have flip phones and shit like that. I used to have a flip phone. Um, and yeah, I wasn't old enough to know how time felt like, but at least I experienced it young. But I can't really explain it. But yeah, yeah, it this kind of sucked, because I feel like people born in this generation, there are pros and cons, but mostly it's gonna be kind of harder for them, because um, it's gonna be harder for them to have a lot of like social skills, because it's easy to stay inside all day and to fucking be in the internet all day. You know what I'm saying? Versus back then, people didn't have the internet, so it's easier for them to go outside and to socialize. You see, before all this AI and all this shit like that, I remember, um, and we didn't have smartphones back then. It was so fun, and a lot of people would go outside more. Like people used to play like basketball at my driveway, and like that shit was fun. Like a lot of people would go out. A lot of people would like beat themselves. Like people used to go outside barefoot and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like life was more. I guess, man, there are pros and cons. It's all about perspectives, but like life felt more real before AI. Like you know what I'm saying? But the good thing about AI is that like it's easy to be more well known, and you know what people are doing, because you can simply type up their name through Instagram and see what they're doing and shit like that. Or it's easier to like again be popular, or to like you just got to learn how to use it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but especially, but I get you when you're saying that like you feel sorry for people born in this generation. It's true. People are going to be a lot more socially awkward. It's going to be hard to have social skills, in my opinion, especially since time is speeding up. Since time is speeding up, it's going to give people less time to actually go outside and to socialize. And since time is speeding up, people are going to use the internet a lot more. I think Chauncey wanted to mention this as well. As time is speeding up, the elites or the government, they're going to orchestrate a situation to where like people are going to use the metaverse, right? And he has a good fucking point. Since time is speeding up, people are gonna have less time to go outside and to socialize, right? And so why not? So the government, of course, the government is gonna use AI and fucking the metaverse so people can be engaged, and that's how they use demolition, shit like that, right? Shout out to Chauncey one. He mentioned that pretty much. Um, but yeah, man, it's weird. But this is weird. It is weird how time is speeding up extremely fast. So imagine kids babies born in this generation, they don't know what it's like when time needs to slow down. Instead, they're bought into this timeline and they're aware of how fast time is speeding up. Time speeding up is so annoying. There are pros and cons to it, but this shit gets annoying. Like it's hard to get things done throughout the day, especially working a 9 to 5, especially like even the workforce or not even that, but it's hard to get things done. It really is. And at times I be getting pissed because it's like, you know what I'm saying? I got things I like to do, things I want to experience, but it's hard for me to do that when the days are going by a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in high school, like I used to take, me and the average person would take 6 to 8 classes per day, right? And that shit used to feel like forever. In this timeline, it's impossible to do all that shit. And we used to have homework, and we had like PE, and we had free time, we had lunch. And then after once we're done with that, then we had after school activities like sports and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And once I was done doing sports, I used to go home and do homework after that, you know, and eat dinner and shit like that. In this timeline, it's hard to do all that shit. Yeah, so no, so it is actually my day one of fasting. So I've been fasting for about it's 4 o'clock right now. So what time is it? I stopped eating last night, which was 10 p.m. So 10. I think I've been fasting about like 15 to 20 hours right now. So I feel this is probably I'm making a live right now because I have a lot of information that I want to give out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm killing a lot of time because I'm not taking my time out of my day to eat food and shit like that. So this is why I'm making it live right now. So yeah, this is my first day. I'm probably gonna break it. Fasting is hard, man. Like I love food, but I'm working on it. But fasting does help a lot. There are a lot of benefits to fasting. Fasting is just eating the food is just programming. We don't need to eat all that food. We just do it because food is no different than addictions. You know what I'm saying? I eat food because there are things that I'm having trouble facing internally. So I use food to kind of escape that feeling just so I can feel good for temporarily, right? Food is no different than drugs. But if you are gonna eat, I recommend eating healthy. This is why you have your fruitarians from vegans and shit like that. But everyone's body is different. If people don't eat meat for a certain amount of days, it might fuck up their bodies. If people fast, like how Chauncey one and you and me fast, they're probably gonna it's probably gonna fuck up their body. So everyone's body is different. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like fasting, like me, is gonna work well for me and for you. Oh yeah. Actually, good. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, eliminate. Yeah, he has a good point. He's right, and that's the thing. So he also mentioned that like it takes a lot of mental strength too. So you gotta have a strong mind to do those things. It's doable. It's very doable. It's just that me and a lot of people we're so programmed to eat a lot of food. We don't need to eat all that shit, especially since time is speeding up. Time speeding up is proof that like we shouldn't be eating as much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already 4 p.m. I remember I woke up. It was like, bro, I woke up at 8 and the day's almost over. It's this shit crazy. And this is my second life. I only made two the whole day. I took a shower, cleaned my room, and making lives. And the day is almost over pretty much. That's all I did. And I wasn't thinking about eating like that. So eating is programmed. People eat because they feel like they have to do it because it's part of their programming. People have been doing it since they're in school and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the goal is to eliminate hunger. And like he said too, like John Tuan said, don't focus on the days, don't count the days. Just focus on not focusing on eating food. Just focus on the things you got to get done. This is where time speeding up comes to play. This time is speeding up. It's gonna give us an advantage. It's gonna give us momentum to not focus on fucking eating, but to focus on the things we need to get done because everyone's always at a constant rush because time is always speeding up. So we always got to focus on doing one thing and the other thing that's important. We can't focus on our desires as much compared to back then, right? So and it sucks too. So I feel like time is going to accelerate. So I wonder how the society, I wonder how this world is going to continue to be like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like since time is going to speed up a lot faster, there's going to be a lot of collapses. In my opinion, there's going to be a lot of like chaos. There's going to be a lot of confusion. We're going to have shorter work days. It's just insane, and people are gonna be more stressed out, especially like in the military. Like we always got to do shit, and like it's hard for us. It's just insane. It's crazy, man. Damn, man. Like I didn't like this shit caught me by surprise. I didn't realize growing up as I'm getting older, I didn't know time was gonna speed up. What kind of shit is that? It's some bull.